A Nonprofit Corporation Resource Guide. Chapter 1. Nonprofit Corporation Resources. State Government Nonprofit Offices. NASCONet.org, National Association of State Charities. The following are the websites for state offices that regulate charitable organizations and charitable solicitations. Alabama. Attorney General. 11 South Union Street 3rd floor. Montgomery, Alabama 36130. 334-242-7335. ago.state.al.us/consumer_charities.cfm. Alaska. Attorney General. 1031 West 4th Avenue Suite 200. Anchorage, Alaska 99501. law.department/civil/consumer/cpindex.html. Arizona. Secretary of State. 1700 West Washington St. Phoenix, Arizona 85007. 602-542-4285. azsos.gov/business_services/charities/default.htm. Office of the Attorney General. 1275 West Washington St. Phoenix, Arizona 85007. 602-542-5025. attorneygeneral.state.az.us. Arkansas. Attorney General. 323 Center St. Suite 200. Little Rock, Arkansas 72201-2610. 501-682-2007. arkansas.ag.gov/consumers_protection_charitable_registration.html. California. Department of Justice. Office of the Attorney General. 1300 I Street, Suite 1130. Sacramento, California 95814. 916-445-2021. caag.state.ca.us/charities/statutes.htm. Department of Justice. Office of the Attorney General. Attention, Public Inquiry Unit. POB 944255. Sacramento, California 94244-2550. 916-322-3360. Colorado. Secretary of State. Division. Charitable Solicitations Section. 1700 Broadway, Suite 300. Denver, Colorado 80290. 303-860-6487. sos.state.co.us/pub/charities/charitable.htm. Attorney General. Consumer Protection Section. 1525 Sherman Street 7th floor. Denver, Colorado 80203. 303-866-5079. ago.state.co.us/index.cfm. Connecticut. Department of Consumer Protection. Public Charities. 165 Capitol Avenue. Hartford, Connecticut 06106. 860-713-6170. CT Charity Help at ct.gov. Delaware. Department of Justice. Securities Division. 820 North French Street. Wilmington, Delaware 19801. 302-577-8600. state.de.us/attgen/main_page/links.htm. District of Columbia. Department of Cons. and Regal Affairs. 941 North Capitol Street NE, 7th floor. Washington, D.C. 20002. 202-442-4400. dcra.dc.gov/dcra/site/default.asp. Florida. Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. Consumer Affairs. 2005 Appalachie Parkway, Tallahassee, Florida 32399-6500, 850-922-2966. deoks.state.fl.us/honestop/cs/solicit.html. Georgia. Office of the Secretary of State. Securities and Business Regulations. 2 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive SE, Suite 802W. Atlanta, Georgia 30334. 404-656-3920. sos.state.ga.us/securities/charities_paid_solicitors.htm. Georgia Bureau of Investigation. Investigative Division, Bingo Unit. epub 370808. Decatur, Georgia 30037-0808. gaint.org/gbi/idbingo.html. Hawaii. Department of the Attorney General, Tax Division. 425 Queen Street, Honolulu, Hawaii 96813-5045. 808-586-1470. hawaii.gov/ag/charities. efile.form990.org/frmnpparticipiatings.tscohi. hawaii.gov/ag/charities/forms capital.hawaii.gov/HRS current/vol10_CH0436-0474/HRS0467B, Hawaii's Charitable Solicitation Law. Iowa. Department of Justice. Consumer Protection Division. 1305 East Walnut Street, Des Moines, Iowa 50319. 515-281-5926. state.ia.us/government/ag/consumer.html. elegis.state.ia.us/ia code/2001/504A. Iowa Charitable Law. Idaho. Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection Unit. epub 83720/700 West Jefferson St. Boise, Idaho 83720. 208-334-2424. state.id.us/ag/consumer/index.htm. state.id.us/idstat/toc/48012ktoc.html. Illinois. Office of the Attorney General. Charitable Trusts Bureau. 100 West Randolph Street, 3rd floor. Chicago, Illinois 60601. 312-814-2595. ag.state.il.us/charities/index.html. Indiana. Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection Division. IGCS 5th floor. 402 West Washington Street, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204. 317-232-6330. state.in.us/attorney general. in.gov/legislative/ic/code/title 23/ar7/ch8.html. in.gov/legislative/ic/code/title 30/ar4/ch1.pdf. in.gov/legislative/ic/t00110/a00030.pdf, Indiana regulation supporting the code. Kansas. Office of the Secretary of State. 120 Southwest 10th Street, Memorial Hall, 1st floor. Topeka, Kansas 66612. 785-296-4564. kssos.org/main.html. kssos.org/forms/forms_results.asp ? Division =BS ks-legislature.org/cgi-bin/statutes/index.cgi/50-670.html, Kansas Charitable Law. Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection. 120 Southwest 10th Street 2nd floor. Topeka, Kansas 66612. 785-296-2215. Kentucky. Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection Division. 1024 Capitol Center Drive Suite 200. Frankfort, Kentucky 40601. 502-696-5389. ag.ky.gov/civil/consumer protection/charity. Louisiana. Department of Justice/Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection Division. POB 94095. 300 Capitol Drive, 70802. Baton Rouge, Louisiana 70804-9095. 225-326-6465. ag.state.la.us. ag.state.la.us/consumerregforms.aspx. Department of Justice. Gaming. 365 Canal Street Suite 2730. New Orleans, Louisiana 70130. 504-599-1149. Massachusetts. Department of the Attorney General. Division of Public Charities. 1 Ashburton Place, Room 1813. Boston, Massachusetts 02108. 617-727-2200. ago.state.ma.us/sp.cfm page ID =972. ago.state.ma.us/sp.cfm page ID =1217. Maryland. Office of the Secretary of State. Charities/Legal Services Division. State House. Annapolis, Maryland 21401. 410-974-5534. sos.state.md.us/charity. Maine. Office of Licensing and Registration. Department of Professional and Financial Regulation. 35 State House Station. Augusta, Maine 04333. 207-624-8617. state.me.us/pfr/olr/categories/cat10.htm. Department of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection Division. 6 State House Station. Augusta, Maine 04333-0006. 207-626-8800. Michigan. Office of the Attorney General. Charitable Trust Section. POB 30214, 525 W. Ottawa. Lansing, Michigan 48909. 517-373-1152. Michigan.gov/AG/0,7,734-164-1809500.html. Michigan.gov/AG/0,164-17334_18095-4503700.html. Number Public Safety. Minnesota. Office of the Attorney General. Charities Division. 1200 Bremer Tower. 445 Minnesota Street. St. Paul, Minnesota 55101-2130. 651-296-9412. 651-296-6172, for registration/forms. ag.state.mn.us/charities/default.htm. Missouri. Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection Division, Charities Unit. POB 899, 207 West High Street. Jefferson City, Missouri 65102. 573-751-3321. ago.mo.gov/consumer-programs.hdm. moga.mo.gov/statutes/C407.hdm, Missouri Charitable Law, Sections 407.450, 407.478. sos.mo.gov/adrules/C-SR/15C60-3.pdf, Missouri Regulation Supporting the Code. Mississippi Office of the Secretary of State. Regulation and Enforcement. POB 136. Jackson, Mississippi 39205-0136. 700 North Street, Jackson, Mississippi 39202. 601-359-1371. sos.state.ms.us/forms/forms.asp ? $no ampersand unit =charities. sos.state.ms.us/ed_pub/ms code, code section 79-11-501, ET Sec. sos.state.ms.us/reganef/charities/charity_solicitations_rules.pdf, Mississippi Regulation Supporting the Code. Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection Division. POB 22947. Jackson, Mississippi 39225-2947. 601-359-4230. ago.state.ms.us/division/consumer/. Montana Department of Administration. Consumer Protection Office. POB 200,151, 1219 8th Avenue. Helena, Montana 59620-0151. 406-444-4500. doj.mt.gov/consumer. Department of Justice. Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection Division. POB 201,401. Helena, Montana 59620-1401. 406-444-2026. doj.state.mt.us/safety/consumerprotection.asp. Nebraska. Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection Division. 2115 State Capitol Building. Lincoln, Nebraska 68509. 402-471-2682. ago.state.ne.us. Nevada. Office of the Attorney General. Bureau of Consumer Protection. Capitol Complex, Heroes Memorial Building. 100 No. Carson, St. Carson City, Nevada 89710-4717. 775-684-1100. ag.state.nv.us. Nevada Consumer Affairs Division. Southern Nevada. 1850 East Sahara, STE 101. Las Vegas, Nevada 89104. 702-486-7355. Fax 702-486-7371. Northern Nevada. 4600 Kayetsk Lane Building B Suite 113. Reno, Nevada 89502. Phone 775-688-1800. Fax 775-688-1803. fyiconsumer.org. New Hampshire. Department of Justice. Division of Charitable Trusts. 33 Capitol Street. Concord, New Hampshire 03301-6397. doj.nh.gov/charitable. doj.nh.gov/charitable/pdf/charlesd.pdf. New Jersey. Department of Law and Public Safety, OAG. Office of Consumer Protection. 124 Halsey Street, Newark, New Jersey 07102. state.nj.us/lps/ca/ocp.hdm New Jersey Consumer Affairs.gov/charity/charitylaws.pdf state.nj.us/lps/ca/chartips.hdm, search the New Jersey Charities database. New Mexico Department of Justice, Office of the Attorney General, Registry of Charitable Organizations, 111 Lomas Boulevard, NW, Suite 300, Albuquerque, New Mexico 87102, 505-222-9046, ago.state.nm.us/divs/cons/charities/charities.hdm Department of Justice, Office of the Attorney General, Hospital Conversions and Healthcare, P.O. Drawer 1508, Santa Fe, New Mexico 87504-1508, New York Department of Law, 120 Broadway, New York, New York 10271, 212-416-8000, oag.state.ny.us/charities/charities.html, oag.state.ny.us/statute_booklet.pdf, New York Charitable Law and Regulation, Department of Law, Office of the Attorney General, State Capitol, Albany, New York 12224-0341, 518-474-7330, North Carolina, Office of the Secretary of State, Charitable Solicitation Licensing Section, POG 29622, 701 Barber Drive No. 258, 27603, Raleigh, North Carolina 27626-0622, 919-807-2214, Secretary.state.nc.us/licensing.asp?$49768518518518518 Secretary.state.nc.us/CSL/download.aspx, links to North Carolina forms, law, and regulation. Department of Justice, Consumer Protection Division, 9001 Mail Service Center, Raleigh, North Carolina 27699-9001, 919-716-6000, ncdoj.com/consumerprotection/cp_about.jsp, North Dakota, Office of the Secretary of State, Admin/Licensing, 600 East Boulevard Avenue, Department 108, Bismarck, North Dakota 58505-0500, 701-328-3665, nd.gov/sos/nonprofit, Office of the Attorney General, Consumer Protection and Antitrust Division, 600 East Boulevard Avenue, Department 125, Bismarck, ND 58505-0040, 701-328-2210, ag.state.nd.us, Ohio, Office of the Attorney General, Charitable Law Section, 150 East Gay St. 23rd floor, Columbus, Ohio 43215-3130, 614-466-3180, ohioattorney-general.gov/services/non-profits/charitable-registration, Oklahoma, Office of the Secretary of State, Charitable Organizations, 2300 North Lincoln Boulevard, Number 101, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma 73105-4897, 405-521-3912, sos.state.ok.us, Office of the Attorney General, 4545 North Lincoln Boulevard, number 260, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma 73105-3498, 405-521-3921. oag.state.ok.us/oagweb.nsf/consumer! Open page. Oregon Department of Justice. Charities Section. 1515 Southwest 5th Avenue, number 410, Portland, Oregon 97201-5451, 503-229-5725. doj.state.or.us/sharigroup/index.html. leg.state.or.us/128.html, Oregon Charitable Trusts and Solicitations Law. arcweb.sos.state.or.us/rules/ors_100/137_010.html, Oregon Regulation Supporting the Code. Pennsylvania Department of State. Bureau of Charitable Organizations. North Office Building, Room 212. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania 17120. 717-783-1720. dos.state.pa.us/char/site/default.asp. dos.state.pa.us/char/cwp/view.asp $?1092 $Q $43137 char Navy Pennsylvania Charities Law. dos.state.pa.us/char/cwp/view.asp $?1092 $Q $43147 char Navy consent agreement web page. Office of the Attorney General. Charitable Trusts Section. 14th floor, Strawberry Square, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania 17120. 717-783-2853. attorneygeneral.gov/consumers.aspx $ID =227. Rhode Island Department of Business Regulation. Securities Division. John O. Pasteur Center, 1151 Pontiac Avenue 69-1. Cranston, Rhode Island 02920. 401-462-9583. dbr.state.ri.us/char_orgs.html. Department of the Attorney General. Civil Division, Charitable Trusts. 150 South Main Street, Providence, Rhode Island 02903. 401-274-4400. riag.state.ri.us/civil/charitable.php. South Carolina Office of the Secretary of State. Public Charities Division. POB 11350. Columbia, South Carolina 29211. 803-734-1604. scsos.com. Office of the Attorney General. Charitable Trust Division. POB 11549. Columbia, South Carolina 29211. 803-734-3970. scattorneygeneral.org. South Dakota Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection Division. 500 East Capitol, Pierre, South Dakota 57501-5070. 605-773-4400. state.sd.us/attorney/office/division/consumer. Consumer help at state.sd.us. Tennessee Office of the Secretary of State. Division of Charitable Solicitations. 8th floor, William R. Snodgrass Tower, 312 8th Avenue North, Nashville, Tennessee 37243. 615-741-2555. state.tn.us/sos/charity.hdm. Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Advocate and Protection Div. 425, 5th Avenue. North, 2nd FL. POG 20207. Nashville, Tennessee 37243/37202-0207. 615-741-1671. attorneygeneral.state.tn.us. Texas. Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection. POG 12548, Capitol Station. Austin, Texas 78711-2548. oag.state.tx.us/consumer/charitabletrusts.shtml. sos.state.tx.us/corp/nonprofit_org.shtml. Utah Department of Commerce. Consumer Protection. Heber M. Wells Building Offices. 160 East 300 South, 2nd floor. POG 146704. Salt Lake City. UT 84114. 801-530-6601. consumerprotection.utah.gov/registration/charitableorganization.html. le.utah.gov/title13/13_22.htm. rules.utah.gov/publicat/code/r152/r152-022.htm. Vermont. Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection. 109 State Street. Montpelier, Vermont 05609-1001. 802-828-3171. atg.state.vt.us/display.php?SMOD=10. Virginia. Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. Office of Consumer Affairs. POG 1163. Richmond, Virginia 23218. 804-786-1343. nadoka.6bnet.org/6bnet/vdacs/cgi-bin/char_search.cgi. leg-p504.exe?+sign cod+sign 57-48. vdacs.virginia.gov/allforms.html. Office of the Attorney General. Antitrust and Consumer Litigation Section. 900 East Main Street, 2nd floor. Richmond, Virginia 23219. 804-786-2071. oag.state.va.us. Washington. Office of the Secretary of State. Charitable Solicitations and Trusts. 801 Capitol Way South. POG 40234. Olympia, Washington 98504-0234. 360-753-0863. secstate.wa.gov/charities. secstate.wa.gov/charities/pdf/WAC %20434-120% sign 20rev2_23_04.pdf, Washington regulation supporting the code. Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection Division. 900 4th Avenue Suite 2000. Seattle, Washington 98164-1012. 206-464-6684. West Virginia. Office of the Secretary of State. State Capitol Building 1, STE 157K. 1900 Kanawha Boulevard. East. Charleston, West Virginia 25305-0770. 304-558-6000. wvsos.com/charity/main.hdm. Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection. State Capitol Complex, Building 1, Room E26. 1900 Kanawha Boulevard. Charleston, West Virginia 25305-9924. 304-558-2021. State.wv.us/WVAG. Wisconsin. Department of Regulation and Licensing. 1400 East Washington Avenue. RM 281. POB 8935. Madison, Wisconsin 53708-8935. drl.wi.gov/boards/rco/index.htm. Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection. Division of Trade and Consumer Protection. 2811 Agriculture Drive. POB 8911. Madison, Wisconsin 53708-8911. 608-224-4949. datcp.state.wi.us/core/consumer protection/consumerprotection.jsp. Department of Justice. Office of the Attorney General. 123 West Washington Avenue. POB 7857. Madison, Wisconsin 53707-7857. 608-266-1221. doj.state.wi.us/dls/crimlit.asp. Wyoming. Office of the Attorney General. Consumer Protection Unit. State Capitol Building. 1515 North Flagler Drive Suite 900. Cheyenne, Wyoming 82002. 307-777-7378. attorneygeneral.state.wy.us/consumer.hdm. Nonprofit Corporation Resources. Books about nonprofit corporations are at number 025.04, number 361.70, number 362.1-362.8, number 658.048-150, 658.8, HD 62.6, HF 5415, HG 4027, and HV 41.2 at the library. Legal books about nonprofits are at number 346.430 or KF 1388 at the library. Wilder.org, books for nonprofit businesses. Zeph.com. BrodyWeiser.com, nonprofit consultants. Businesstown.com, book managing a nonprofit, some information on the website. ESIC.org, Enterprise Social Investment Corporation. fdncenter.org/learn/FAQs/sample bylaws. IndependentSector.org. MakingTheNetwork.org/toolbox. ManagingNonprofits.org. NPower.org, Technology for Nonprofits. Nonprofit.gov. Nutsbolts.com. RedF.org, Roberts Enterprise Development Fund. SocialEntrepreneurs.org. SVPSeattle.org, Social Venture Partners. TechSoUp.org, Technology and Nonprofits. Wiley.com, Nonprofit Law, Finance, and Management Series Books. Peter F. Drucker Foundation. For Nonprofit Management. 320 Park Avenue. 3rd FL. NYC 10022 to 6839. 212-224-1174. Fax, 212-224-2508. info@pfdf.org. pfdf.org. Nonprofit Incorporation Services. 501c3.org/nonprofit_incorporation.html. activefilings.com/en/services/np-corp.htm. alcorp.com. austincc.edu/npo/consultation/incorporation.php, Center for Community-Based and Nonprofit Organizations. bizfilings.com. businessbureaunet.com. corporateservicecenter.info. ctaconline.org/incorporate.asp, incorporating as a non-profit in Pennsylvania. documentfilings.com/form a California nonprofit corporation.hdm. e-incorporationservices.com. elshaddai.com, nonprofit incorporation for missions, ministries, churches, Christian schools. foundation.group.com/nonprofit_incorporation.html. fundraising.portal.us.com/nonprofit-incorporation.html. ggministries.org/incorporation.htm. iserpdocuments.com, 877-814-9333. incfile.com. inc-it-now.com. incorporation-california-nonprofit-organization.html. incorporatetime.com. incorporationassistance.com/article-incorporation-nonprofit-sample. lawmart.com/forms/nonprofit.htm. legalzoom.com. mycorporation.com/incorporation.htm. nalo.com. non-profit-services.org. pcusa.org/legal/pdf/articles_of_incorporation.pdf. protectingassets.com/nonprofit-incorporation.html. thedelawarecompany.com. thisbot.com/property/nonprofit-incorporation-texas.html. t-tlaw.com/incorporation.htm. Copylevitz and Cantor. 423 West 8th Street. Number 400. Kansas City, Missouri 64105. 816-472-9000. elshaddai.com. 888-268-1635. Christian Incorporation of Nonprofits. Labyrinth, Inc. 932 Hungerford Drive. Number 16B. Rockville, Maryland 20850-1751. 301-340-2030. Nonprofit Service Group. 1250 24th St. Northwest 4th floor. Washington, D.C. 20037-1124. 202-466-6620. Penman and Penman. 225th I. 7th floor. NYC 10001. 212-889-0575. Chapter 4. Nonprofit Business Websites. Nonprofit Business Websites 1. Try number 658.048 or HD62 at the library. interaction.org/library/detail.php. interaction.org/library/detail.php $ID=4946, Advocacy Toolkit, Creating Campaigns That Change the World. usa.gov/business/nonprofit.html. blueavocado.org, Blue Avocado, online magazine for nonprofits. compasspoint.org/boardcafe/index.php, Board Cafe electronic newsletter for nonprofit board members. boardsource.org, boardsource.org, provides resources on strengthening nonprofit boards of directors. gse.harvard.edu/hfrp/eval.html, The Evaluation Exchange, free periodical from the Harvard Family Research Project addressing program evaluation topics. uex.edu/ces/pdan/evaluation/eval logicmodel.html, logic model information from UW Extension Services. evaluation.umn.edu/eval101/index.html, program evaluation 101, systematic assessment of the processes and/or outcomes of a program with the intent of furthering development and improvement. TechSoup.org, TechSoup, comprehensive source of technology information just for non-profit organizations. Resourcehelp.free trademagazines.com/non-profit-magazine/human-resources-magazines, free the non-profit Times Magazine. ehow.com/how_6011816_form-non-profit-corporation-easily.html, form a non-profit corporation easily. managementhealth.org/strt_org/strt_np/strt_np.htm, starting a non-profit columbia.edu/cu/lweb/individual/business/guides/nonprofit.html, non-profit organizations. mapnp.org/library, free management library. 2du.com, 3rdsector.net, 4charity.com, 501c3nonprofit.com, aafrc.org, American Association of Fundraising Council, actva.com, adcouncil.org, produces public service announcements, affinityresources.com, afj.org, Alliance for Justice, afpnet.org, Association of Fundraising Professionals, allcharities.com, allianceonline.org, Alliance for Nonprofit Management, amm.org/ncdc.htm, National Catholic Development Conference, artswire.org/buffalo_puzzle_quest/puzzle_online-fundraising.html, authorizenet.com, bmus.com, beloit.edu/develop/clubs, charitable gift giving prototype, benefitevents.com, bfgi.com, Beacon Financial Group, boardmatch.org, boardenitusa.org, nonprofit boards, boardsource.org, board source, brodywiser.com, consultant, business services and technologies to other registered nonprofits and promotes, buy2share.com, capaciteria.org, capaciteria, case.org, Council for Advancement and Support of Education, causelink.com, cdinet.com, celebrityauctions.com, changingourworld.com, changingourworld.com, chardonpress.com, 888-458-8588, books, charitychannel.com/archives/prsbct-l.html, charitychannel.com/forums, charityfrogs.com, charityfundraiser.com, charitynavigator.org, Charity Navigator, charitywave.com, charityweb.net, chi-cash-advance.com, cnmsocal.org, Center for Nonprofit Management, cof.org, Council on Foundations, community.business.gov, communitybids.com, communitystorefronts.com, Canadian Government, compasspoint.org, Compass Point, compasspoint.org, Education and Consultation on Fundraising, contact.org, contribute.com, contributionsmagazine.com, corematter.com, councilofnonprofits.org, the National Council of Nonprofit Associations, coyotecom.com, cpmcnet.columbia.edu/research/found.html, createhope.com, cyberguild.com, cybergrounds.com, dinarionline.com, development.northwestern.edu/research/bookmark.html, Northwestern University's Prospect Research homepage, donate.net, donateacard.com, donationdepot.com, donordigital.com, donornet.com, DonorResearch.com, consulting firm. DonorTrust.com. dsc.org.uk, book about fundraising. duo.org. ebay.com/charity. echarity.com. ffinity.net. elanelotto.com, development research systems. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/fund_raiser. energizeinc.com, Energize, Inc. energizeinc.com, managing volunteers. ersvp.com. escne.org, Executive Service Corps of New England. esic.org, Enterprise Social Investment Corp. eskimo.com/tildePbarber/npo-faq.html. esribbies.com/data/community-tapestry.html. etapestry.com. etransfer.com, 800-338-2435, EFT Corp. evite.com. xsaccess.com. fdncenter.org. fdncenter.org/learn/classroom/establish. ffi.org/looking/factsfb.html. foleyprospecting.com, Foley Prospecting Solutions. form1023help.com. form1023help.com, 501, c. 3, Application Help Page. foundationcenter.org. foundationcenter.org, Foundation Center Library. foundations.org. freelanceprospectresearch.com, The Prospect Finder. freetocharity.com. friendswhojive.com. Nonprofit business websites too. fundonline.com. fundraisersoftware.com. fundraising.com. fundraisinginfo.com. fundraisingresearch.com.au, fundraising. fundrover.com. fundsraiser.com. gazoom.com. giftlegacy.com. gilbert.org/news. give.org, National Charities Information Bureau. givnation.com. go-ahp.org, Healthcare Philanthropy. grantsandfunding.com. grantsdirect.com. grassroots.org, a charity that provides free. grassrootsfundraising.org, Grassroots Fundraising Journal. greatergood.com. guidastar.org. guidastar.org. hcr.org, Human and Civil Rights Organizations. helenbrowngroup.com, consulting firm. helping.org/nonprofit/fundraising.adp. helpnetworks.com. hpcc.org. herwitassociates.com, nonprofit law resource library. icharity.net. idealist.org. idealist.org. idealist.org, Idealist. idealist.org/if/en/faqcat/100-7, finding financial support. idealist.org/if/en/faqcat/5-5. idealist.org/media/pdf/faq/0801223np_biz_plan.pdf, nonprofit business plans. idealist.org/nonprofit HR, human resources. idealist.org/npofaq. idealist.org/tools. idealist.org/tools/management-resources.html. idealist.org/vmrc, Idealist Volunteer Management Resources Center. edmagic.com/avgrants/avgrants04.html, database of federal funding. igaveto.com. igc.apc.org. igc.org. igive.com. in.gov/of/bci.office of Faith-Based and Community Initiatives. independentsector.org. independentsector.org. Independent Sector is a national leadership forum, working to encourage philanthropy, volunteering, not-for-profit initiative and citizen action that help us better serve people and communities. IndependentSector.org, Independent Sector. IndepCC.org, Independent Sector. IndianaGrantMakers.org, Indiana Grantmakers Alliance. INFI.net/silsh. Innanet.org. INTERLINK-media.com, provides a full range of multimedia services geared especially for non-profit organizations. INTERNET-PROSPECTOR.org, no longer published but still has the index to Internet resources. Nonprofit business websites 3. irs.gov/charities/article/0,129,028,00.html. irs.gov/charities/article/0,96210,00.html. irs.gov/charities/index.html. irs.gov/charities/index.html, Internal Revenue Service, charities and nonprofits. irs.gov/charities/nonprofits. irs.gov/charities/nonprofits/article/ID =96189,00.html, definition of a social club. irs.gov/pub/irs-pdf/i1023.pdf, Form 1024, Application for Recognition of Exemption, 501(c)(4), Status, PDF. irs.gov/pub/irs-pdf/p4220.pdf, Publication 557, Tax-exempt status for your organization, PDF. irs.gov/pub/irs-pdf/p557.pdf, Form 1023, Application for Recognition of Exemption, 501(c)(3), Status, PDF. irs.ustrees.gov/prod/bus_info/eo, Internal Revenue Service. iSignUpNow.com. josseebase.com/go/chardonpress, 800-956-7739, books. kazai.com. lamresearch.com, Lam Research. larkinresearch.com, Larkin Research Associates. legalissuesforngos.org. library.wisc.edu/libraries/memorials/grants/npweb, University of Wisconsin, Madison, resources for starting a nonprofit. littlelamp.com. mcguireinc.com, consultant. makeadonation.com. makingthenetwork.org/toolbox/tools. managementhelp.org. managementhelp.org/np_prog/org_dev.htm, #anchor 660058, complete nonprofit management learning coursework. managingnonprofits.org. mapfornonprofits.org, management assistance program for nonprofits. mapnp.org, the management assistance program for nonprofits. martindale.com, Martindale Hubble. mcknight.org/resources/toolkit.aspx, McKnight Foundation Toolkit. michaelstein.net, fundraising. marino.org. muridei.com/npo regulation, muridei.com/npo regulation/documents/internet solicitation law. myfundraisingcouncil.com. mypersonal.com/primer.html. nationalguild.org/resources/nonprofit.htm, National Guild Resources. nationalserviceresources.org, tools and training for volunteer and service programs. nciena.org. nciena.org, National Council of Nonprofit Associations. ncnb.org, National Center for Nonprofit Boards. ncpg.org, National Committee on Planned Giving. ncrp.org, National Committee for Responsive Philanthropy. newtithing.org. newtithing.org, a nonprofit organization devoted to educating the public about philanthropy. The planner helps you calculate a prospect's giving potential by providing certain basic information. It also calculates the tax savings that a prospect would realize at user-specified giving levels. NextWaveWorld.com, NFCOnline.org, Nonprofit Financial Center, NGOpost.org, NNG.org, Network of Grant Makers. Nonprofit business websites for nonprofitacademy.com, webdev.acid.org/design_basics/professional_organizations/business_org.asp. Nonprofitbriantrust.com, a resource development consulting firm serving the nonprofit community. Nonprofitfacts.com, nonprofitmarketingguide.com, raisingchange.com, nonprofitrisk.org, nonprofits.org, nonprofits.org/library, nonprofits.org/library/gov/urs, how to incorporate as a nonprofit, nonprofits.org/npofaq/03/21, mission statements, nonprofitzone.com, nptimes.com, npexpress.com, nsffree.org, National Society of Fundraising Executives, oncampus.richmond.edu/connect/nonprofit/finance/finance-index.html, 1nw.org/toolkit, 1nw.org/toolkit/online-donation.html, onlinegiving.com, oswego.edu/alumni/clubs.html, charitable gift giving prototype, paloalto.com/non_profit, software, paraben.com, pcf.org, philanthropy.com, Chronicle of Philanthropy, philanthropy.com/services/register, philanthropy.iupui.edu, Center on Philanthropy, philanthropycenter.org, pledgemaker.com, pnnonline.org, Philanthropy News Network, proposalwriter.com, info on writing proposals and getting government contracts, publication 4220, applying for 501(c)(3), tax-exempt status, PDF, rain.org, redf.org, Roberts Enterprise Development Fund, remit.com, Research and Consulting, Australia, researchers, researchprospects.com, will write your quarterly reports for you, riarlington.com, RI Arlington is a systems consulting firm that serves non-profit organizations and development offices with a variety of services, research links, and a job board. rickchrist.com, rockwoodleadership.org, Rockwood Leadership Program, rpbooks.com, search.genie.org/genie, seedco.org, money to nonprofits and small businesses working in disadvantaged areas, seeyouThere.com, servanet.org, get listed in order to get volunteers, shop2give.com, signup4u.com, siliconplanet.com, fundraising, social action, socialeciology.com/dl, socialentrepreneurs.org, socialevents.com, socialplanets.com, marketing, socialworker.com/nonprofit/nphome, supportcenter.org/sca, Support Centers of America. Support Center for Nonprofit Management is a consulting and training organization with a regional focus and a national reach. svpseattle.org, tax.org, software for nonprofits, tax.org, training, consultation, information, and resources that nonprofits need to do their work better in Oregon. tacticalphilanthropy.com, taketoauction.com, taxexemptlaw.com, nonprofit tax issues, taxexemptworld.com, taxexemptworld.com/organizations, tcop.org, school where you learn how to fundraise, teleport.com/community/nonprofits.html, TEN97.com, TGCI.org, thedatabank.com, THE-EF.org, Entrepreneurs Foundation, thefundraiser.com, thenonprofitadvocate.com, thenonprofittimes.com, theryghtreason.com, Nonprofit business websites 5. urbanevents.com, usaid.gov/r_assistance/disaster_assistance/resources/pdf/updated_guidelines_reporting.pdf, guidelines for unsolicited proposals and reporting. utexas.edu/departments/output/cpm.html, Council for Public Media. uex.edu/ces/cced/nonprofits/management, Nonprofit Management Education Center, UW. uwyo.edu. veritasinfo.com, Information Services. virtualfoundation.org. virtualpromise.net. volunteermatch.com, get listed in order to get volunteers. wealthengine.com. web.fie.com, wecare2.com, whocares.org, nonprofit management, wiley.com/nonprofit, wkkf.org/publications/efill. Nonprofit business websites 6. Accounting Aid Society, 1814 South Mack Avenue, Detroit, Michigan 48224-1444. 313-647-9620. AccountingAidSociety.org. Alliance of Nonprofit Mailers. 1211 Connecticut Avenue Northwest No. 620. Washington, D.C. 20039-2705. 202-462-5132. Nonprofitmailers.org. Aspen, Washington, D.C. 1 DuPont Circle, NW No. 700. Washington, D.C. 20036-1133. 202-736-5800. AspenINSD.org. Boards Source. 1828 L Street, NW. No. 900. Washington, D.C. 20036-5114. 800-883-6262. boardsource.org. Foundation Center. 79 5th Avenue. New York, New York 10003. 212-620-4230. fdncenter.org. Nonprofit management websites. LuminaFoundation.org/newsblasts, Lumina Foundation Daily Higher Education News. StudentClearinghouse.org/colleges/student tracker_for_outreach, National Student Clearinghouse Student Tracker. SmartChart.org, Smart Chart. Nonprofits to plan strategic communications goals, audiences, and messages. NTEN.org, Nonprofit Technology Network, NTEN. Idealware.org, Idealware. Publications, assessments, and training to help nonprofits use technology. TechSoup.org, TechSoup. Provides eligible nonprofit organizations with discounted software, hardware, services, and training.